In the top right corner from Team Slayers, it is Ryung, a guy that finished top 16 last season. Constant Code S player, like he's always been inside of it. He's kind of like, he's just kind of one of those rock solid players in Code S. And a little bit struggling in TVP, but still has a pretty decent win rate at 51%.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. If you took, you know, the majority of foreigner players that are Protoss and matched them up against Ryung, Ryung would probably have a slightly greater than 50% win rate against them.
He does.
He definitely still has a fantastic TVP, but when you match it against the power or the top tier control like MC, it's hard to really justify favoring him, and that's why I will give my prediction, of course, to MC. I think he's going to take it 2-1, probably 2-0, but 2-1.
I think so too. I predicted MC, who is the red Protoss in the bottom left corner from SK Gaming. You may know him as the Obama Toss. Actually, I just realized if Romney wins the next election, does that mean that MC becomes the Romney Toss? Please, Obama, you have to win. No, I'm kidding, man. I'm not rooting for either one. Actually, I'm not. I'm not gonna talk about politics anymore, guys. It was a very poor joke. You know, I want to pull up an interesting statistic, Andre. Ryung has faced up against MC 11 times, and out of those 11 times, 9 games have gone to MC. So Ryung is 2-9.
I just laughed. I'm so sorry. Okay, go on.
But the thing is, Ryung actually beat MC. He got his first wins against him most recently. So last time they met, Ryung actually beat MC at the Spring Arena. So maybe Ryung can regain some confidence. Before he was 0-9 against MC. And then he kind of gained some traction.
It's kind of like volcano insurance. Aren't you due for one? That type of deal.
2 for 1.
Anyway, I'm sorry?
Wait, you said the 2 for 1 deal?
No, volcano insurance. You're due for one.
Oh, you're due for one. I thought you said 2 for 1. Sorry.
It's a Family Guy reference. I'm sorry. I just...
I'm sorry, Andre. I really like Family Guy. I like American Dad a little bit more right now. I think it's better quality television. I like South Park as well. South Park's really
actually
good.
I haven't been watching anything except 30 Rock, which is actually charmingly good.
I've been watching Suits. It's a good show. I want to see more of it as well. But a lot of TV shows, I'm a producer at a talk with this. A lot of TV shows are really short nowadays. They like have a few episodes, like The Newsroom.
I did not. You're gonna say short.
No, they always have very short seasons and whatnot.
Yeah.
They're not the 9-week, 5 days a week broadcast that the North American Star League is.
Not like that, or Ronin Warriors.
We have hours and hours. How many hours of content do we have every season, Andre?
I have
lots.
Hundreds of games.
I'm not doing math on stream, man. Don't worry.
Well, let's just say on average 10 minutes a game.
Producer gave me a look like, don't do math on stream.
Let's just say on average
of hours.
10 minutes a game. We have probably around 400 games.
So 4,000 minutes.
4,000 minutes.
We have 400
conservative.
hours.
That is conservative, Frodan.
According to my measurements, and by measurements I mean by my technical director in my ear, he says we had 400 hours of content for Season 3. And we have that much more for Season 4 because we have half-an-hour long interviews. We've got long, cool shows produced. The Fierce Fitness will be longer cut as well for those of you who subscribe. Those of you who kind of jokingly say, "Oh, I want to get fit too." But yes, Andre, we have lots of content. We're not like those TV shows.
Not like those
put out 4
TV
episodes
shows.
for 45 minutes and then say we're done.
Exactly. How ridiculous. Just ridiculous.
A very important episode of our season is this game between MC and Ryung. We see that MC is going for a very quick expansion, just playing very safe. MC has kind of a way to get out units before upgrades, a lot of the style that we haven't seen in a lot of Protossers who love getting their really quick forges and whatnot. But MC says, I'll get Blink and Charge before I even get my forges, and then kind of transition to Colossus Storm and do all kinds of gateway pressure. It's a very interesting way to play PvT. And it's very hard to reproduce, Andre. I try to replicate it, and I stink. I'm bad.
Hey, it's difficult. Once your opponent gets a little bit of wind that you're doing something like that, they're like, oh, I'm going to do a timing. And they normally do it based on their upgrades. But what's so powerful about MC's play is that not only does he get a lot of units, but he normally gets that one, just a single upgrade or a single unit, whether it be the Colossus or some sort of charge, right at the time when your 1-1 is supposed to hit. And then he's able to deal with it a little bit more efficiently. And it's a really, really cool style to actually play it out. And as you said, he doesn't really focus on upgrades, but he'll probably have 3-3 around the same time you do.
Yeah, and that's kind of like a testament to MC's thought process throughout the game, how he plans builds very thoroughly, even up until the 14-minute mark. Now you can see that Ryung is going for just like that quick stem, that 2 racks that the 3 racks that we've been seeing a lot of stable TVPs. Ryung's not going to do anything too crazy. He does have 2 tech labs, but he only started 1 upgrade, which is, I guess at this point, he's just trying to be very conservative at this point. He's very scared of MC, man. Look at that, 2 bunkers with SEVs in front. Talk about respect.
Now, we're going to go to the Ryung cam real quick and see if he actually notices the observer. If he noticed, I think he just noticed the observer. That, you can see, as soon as he sees that, it's like, okay, I'm not worried about any pressure. There's no real immortal times at this period in time. I can just back up.
He wants it.
And
MC's
will Ryung
like,
get it?
Yeah,
goodbye.
Very nice by Ryung. And that first observer is actually quite important. But the thing is, MC makes 3 observers, so that's also a key reason why MC's build is very nice. It's a variation of actually the Startail build that they like to do as well, except Startail from here goes into Twilight Tech and really explores a lot of quick storms to get a quick third. But instead, MC chooses to go for Colossus because MC just loves controlling the map more. And when you play Templar, you're very defensive. MC likes to be aggressive.
That's exactly right. Now that, I'm so glad that you mentioned how MC gets multiple observers, because this is the critical timing where you say, where's your excess money going to? Normally, you can establish 5 barracks and a single starport and have a good economy. You can have constant production and total efficiency. But you can instead go 3 barracks, command center, and then 2 barracks. And that's going to mean you're not going to be aggressive. You're going to be defensive. You're going to sit back. And any aggression is going to be half-hearted. You're not really attempting to do any critical damage or trade because you need those units to defend. You need those units to actually provide some sort of counter threat. So MC getting into his opponent's base is going to be critical to see, hey, it's 2 more barracks. I don't have to worry about getting such a fast third. I can relax, get a ton of units, deal with this drop, and then from there, continue and take my 3rd base.
Well, we'll see how successful Ryung's drop attempt is. Oh, MC got Stalkers and Zealots in position. Ryung says, well, I guess I'll have to try to really finesse this. Andre, we were talking earlier, like a few months ago, saying how you have to be very clever with these kinds of drops, especially against a Protoss like MC. A great split with his Zealot Sentry and Colossus, as well as keeping Stalkers in position as well, and you can always blink to the low ground. This is great setup, and as a result, Ryung's aggression attempts are being completely thwarted.
Absolutely. And now you're going to see.
Wow, nice catch there.
Most definitely. You can see Blink isn't done just yet, actually. But as soon as he gets
he didn't get Blink at all.
Yeah, I thought he did get Blink.
Yeah, he usually gets Blink before charge.
Yeah, I actually figured that he already had Blink. He was like, oh, I'm ready. Because that is very MC-esque. Like, you get Blink, then charge. But it might be that Ryung actually knows that he goes Blink a lot of times, so he's doing this very hardcore pressure. Whereas we can see MC is just relaxing out.
I love this from MC also.
What?
MC also makes only 2 Colossus and immediately switches to Templar instead of getting like the 3-4 Colossus that we're so used to seeing.
Oh my.
And he can get his Templar out to defend his 3rd at the same time if he needs to.
This is perfect.
That's kind of cool.
Because this whole time, I mean, Terrans really need to be focusing on getting their Viking count up. And they actually assume that you'll have 3 to 4 Colossus by the time they actually get a good enough Viking count out on the field. As soon as Blink is up as well, that's going to be a sure way to really solidify your defenses when the Viking count is so low. So I don't think any attacks are really that great from here on out.
Where's his Stalkers?
But wow, this is super risky from Ryung. He doesn't know if Blink is up or not.
Yeah.
And a single Blink can kill, what, 2 Vikings? 2 Vikings is a quarter of your Viking count.
Yeah, he doesn't want to really push him.
Yeah,
That
is really, really risky. I would never, ever do that. I think that is stepping way beyond his limits.
But hey, man, you don't know. Wait, what's the saying? I was about to say a saying, but I totally messed it up. It's like you can't know if you don't leap or something like that. I don't even know.
It's Nope, never mind.
It's supposed to be some inspirational quote where, like, you don't know if you don't try, Andre. In this case, Ryung just trying to poke to see what he can force out of MC. Sniping observers is really important as well. And one thing that Ryung knows that MC doesn't necessarily know is that, well, his third is trying to go up, and MC's kind of been playing blind because he's really worried about this most vulnerable time where he doesn't have tech solidified yet. He's got +2 armor almost done, but Ryung's also have +2/+1 finishing up. MC now has Storm, and the big thing of why you can kind of ignore weapon upgrades is because Storm ignores upgrades in general. And so you can have that DPS, and you want to be able to have that strength in your army rather than prioritizing upgrades, and that's just been something so unique to MC's style.
And MC has a giant advantage right now. There is still a slight timing where Ryung can actually take advantage of MC. The fact of the matter is Ryung not having his 5th and 6th gas.
He scans and sees Templars.
Yeah, he's basically giving his opponent the game. Get your 5th and 6th gas, please, Ryung.
Well, Ryung's giving him a lot of time. I feel like Ryung's a little bit too safe at this point. He's had opportunities where he can really exploit MC. But at this point, I think it's the MC factor. It's just I think the way someone Dendi summarized it best is like when he's playing Dota, like people just play worse automatically because they're playing against Dendi. Like it's just that name intimidation. It's like, well, crud, I have to play against MC. Like, is he gonna all in me? Is he gonna do like this crazy build? Is he gonna be? I can't break him because he's got good micro. So it's just one of these things that MC's gotten away with, and he still doesn't even have blink on his stalkers.
Really?
Like he's gotten away with this, and he's getting a second robo now. He's been able to get everything. Now he's starting +3/+1. Like, how is he allowed to get away with this? And I feel like it's because Ryung is really trying to respect MC, but a little bit too much.
Yeah, it's weird though, because not getting the 5th and 6th gas, he's trying to get ghosts, which are so very important. But he's splurging all of his gas on ghosts, and he has been kind of disregarding that Viking count. 8 Vikings out in the field. That's supposed to deal with the 2 Colossus out currently, but that's why MC is saying, okay, I can justify my 2 robo production right now because my opponent has kind of sifted away from getting enough anti-Colossus tech. And he actually hasn't gone anywhere here with an observer. If you can get in here with an observer, I always like to have one observer running around the base, seeing what the production capabilities are. If I see only a single starport like this, instantly I throw down at least another robotics facility because I know my Terran opponent cannot keep up with the tech switches.
Blank on the way for MC finally, as well as +3/+2 for Ryung. Ryung now gearing up to expand to a 4th base, but at the same time, MC is also trying to solidify it. Nice little high ground advantage here from Ryung. If you can really capitalize it, get some free pot shots on the Vikings, that's what you need to do. Ooh, but you can't take too many storms on it. And now Ryung is pressing in. MC doesn't have too much vision because of his observers keep getting sniped. A good mark from Ryung. He's been able to catch it thus far. Yeah. But now we also have a Zealot run by at the 4th base. Keep that in mind as we potentially enter a huge engagement. Nice storm! 3 storms and the feedbacks on the ghost. Oh my goodness, massive damage, but a good EMP from Ryung could salvage this battle.
It is a good EMP. There are a ton of units out. The Colossus is going down very rapidly. Great scan. Look at that preemptive scan, but he still goes in. Why are you going in, Ryung?
Yikes! So much damage on his bio, and the Zealots are running by the 3rd as well, doing massive damage to the Marauders. This is brutal for Ryung, and oh man, SKMC's hot on the pursuit. Does pick up one of the Colossus, but there's so much Templar energy. Even Sentries have energy for Force Field, and MC can do magical things by just Force Fielding, trapping all the units with a Force Field in a storm. Be careful, Ryung, he's losing so much ground. Vikings are getting picked off. Colossus moving forward. Another storm to push back on the Vikings. Oh, and so much damage being done. MC also stalled the complete resource gathering on the 3rd base. And even though these units will get cleaned up, MC's in a pretty good position.
Oh, that is the understatement. I mean, MC is terrorizing his opponent. Literally just all over him. I can't believe Ryung actually kept pushing in after committing a scan. Now you scan in front of your opponent to actually see if they have any reinforcements coming up. And he saw 2 Colossus and 4 High Templars. He had all of his units stimmed in front, and he stimmed again and went in. That is the worst possible thing that you can do. He lost all of his units, all the momentum in that attack, where he could have actually salvaged a little bit, even though a lot of damage was being done to the 3rd. I really feel like Ryung just was doing something in his gut that he wanted to have happen. He wanted to trade 3rd base or 3rd base, but it just did not have, the position didn't call for that. And this is a game where you have to play what the position calls for, not what you want.
But now MC has double the gas basically of his opponent because Ryung doesn't really have a lot of geysers going for him. And that's just going to be rough. You can see Ryung trying to start going for Mass Ghost, but he doesn't really have the ability to keep pumping out units compared to MC, who's now going to start banky units, and that's when it gets super scary for Terran. Just after you trade, the mass warp-ins. But look at this, Ryung going to be very gutsy here and push in to directly units, trying to confront the High Templar. Emergency feedback's thrown down, but a lot of bio has been abandoned. And oh my goodness, 31 Zealots on the map right now. MC just has to clean up this bio and gather himself for a giant push, and he'll be good to go. Look
at Ryung doing a great job at actually harassing this bottom right base. He's now doing everything that he needs to do to buy himself time. Right now, he needs to prioritize getting enough Vikings and enough Ghosts to deal with this upcoming push. He's done pretty well so far, but when you're in this position, prioritize your gas. Get your 7th and 8th gases. He's already been a little bit slow to retake his 5th and 6th gas. He's actually undersaturated in the right one. But, you know, MC is approaching this 4th base, and I'm actually really worried for Ryung. If he can actually... Oh!
Yeah, well, you know what, man? At least those guys, those Ghosts died together. They weren't alone.
Yeah.
They have each other.
Yeah.
Andre, if I die, can you be next to me? I don't want to be alone when I die. Oh, huge EMPs on the ramp! And the Templars all of a sudden got caught, and MC has to retreat for now. Yeah. But man, he was lucky he wasn't committed to that fight, because that could have turned out
Frodan,
so bad.
You know what they say, right?
What
Live together.
Die alone. Oh, we watched too much Lost, man. You can see Archons forming from some of the de-energized High Templars, and you can see MC's trying to poke out to see if he can find where the Terran army is. But good EMPs can save Ryung from a heartbreaking loss. The Colossus can get a good position as well. Look at Ryung setting up a good concave. The Zealots are not really in a good position to tank.
Oh, nice.
Storm to disincentivize the army from flanking from the south. Very well done by Ryung.
Yeah, very nicely done, Ryung. The fact of the matter is MC doesn't have the right composition. You don't need this many Zealots when you're max against maxed. I mean, Zealots are pretty useless. They're good for after the battle, not really before. In the initial stages, just because the charge usually charges up to the front units. You let some units stay up there. See this one Marine? That Marine is just there to receive all the charges. These Marauders, same thing. Oh. And you can see, oh man, MC, why aren't you kiting? Ryung, start kiting, please. Oh my gosh.
He's letting all his bio immediately melt. The Archon's dealing with the Colossus, the flank from behind. A great thought, but again, a High Templar from behind the Storm as well. And all of a sudden, Ryung has no real ability to defend against the counterattack. Oh, MC, he can continue to push back because he's got an insane bank.
Yeah, so look at the difference between this game and Hwangsen's game. See how many gateways there are? It's because MC has been able to max and build up. Now he has the ability, after these 200 pushes, to gain so much momentum, to go into the production line and just get the win right now. This is the closing blow that Hwangsen needed, but he wasn't able to do. And you can see MC just absolutely crushing Ryung. Very well played.
Man, Ryung dies. This game alone, at least. But at least he dies forever Ryung. GG. Forever young, I wanna be forever young. Well, in this case, he doesn't want to be himself. He is now 2-10.
Hey, can we restart MC. That GG? GG! And then go to score screen, and then I'll say it. Okay, GG!
GG.
Oh man, that was a great game, Frodan. I absolutely agree. Thank you so much. My goodness. He played a great game. I did a rewind. I just did an NASL rewind.
Pretty good.
I'm just messing with you, Frodan.
That game was brought to you by Kingston, the people who provide SSD and memory for NASL. Check them out at kingston.com. We'll be back with game number 2. We'll see if Ryung will be able to do anything against MC. He played so well for 20 minutes in that engagement.
Yeah.
Hurt so bad. Be right back, guys, in just a minute. Will anyone stop the Romney toss? We'll find out in just a minute.
No.